Garrett is with us in Texas. Hi, Garrett. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Thank you. I appreciate it. What's going on? How are you?
Gonna make it, brother. How can I help?
All right. So I recently just turned 22 on Sunday. I got a kind of interesting story, I guess you could say. I sell cars for a living. I work for Ford here in Austin. And last year was my first year into the business. I made $55,000. But whenever I was in high school, my dad started this business underneath my name.
Why?
So I haven't filed taxes or anything like that.
Whoa. Stop. Why did your father put his business in a high school kid's name?
That I'm not sure. So he started selling, I guess we'll just say items on eBay, and he got banned off eBay with his account and his name under his social and all this stuff. So he asked me to create a PayPal account for me. I didn't know what it was. I was young. He just said, make it. And he's my dad. I love him. So I did it. So I made the account and everything, and he managed the account, and he stored the items and stuff at the house, sold the products for 3 years, and here recently he had quit. But I got this letter in the mail from the IRS saying that I haven't filed taxes for 3 years, and, I never really made a substantial income or anything like that. I went to college, whenever to play football for a year, and I got like $10,000 in student loans that I still have to pay.
So your dad never filed taxes on these transactions?
No, because it's in my name.
No, because he's a skunk. Okay.
Well, yeah. So the business for 2017, it did. What was it? It did 27,000 in sales, gross sales.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how much of it he can write off or anything like that. In 2018, he did 112,000, and then on 2019, he did like 108. It's roughly $250,000 between the 3 years, just in gross sales. Now, how much on that I can write off or whatever, I don't know. I talked to a CPA that I was referred to in the Dallas area. They said that it would be about $900 to get the taxes filed and all that stuff. I've been trying to get them filed since last year with him, but he won't sit down with me to figure out what I can write off and what I can't. And I even asked the CPA if I should just write off or just file my regular income taxes with the company from Ford. And she told me that no, that would mess it up. We need to start from 2017 to file those years first, because then the IRS would just mail out more letters.
Exactly.
So I'm just trying to figure out
that advice was correct, and the $900 you're spending is what you do need to do immediately. What you're going to have... I'm pretty aggravated with your dad right now, I have to say that. What kind of father does this kind of stuff to his own son? I
basically raised myself.
Do what?
Basically raised myself. Like, my mom's in prison, so I never had like a mother to talk to. My stepdad abused me, and my dad's like a gambling problem, alcoholic, that kind of stuff. So,
man, I'm sorry. Well, you know what the item he was selling is, right?
I do, but I don't know if it's appropriate for the show.
That's fine. You don't need to do that. That's not the point. Which is also not surprising. But what you can do is sit down with your CPA, and you're going to have to file a return based on what you think your cost of goods sold was. Meaning, you got $250,000 in gross sales, but every one of those items, he paid something for them. Okay.
Correct. And he bought them from China on the AliExpress store. I know where he bought them from, but I don't know how to get that orders.
It's got your name on it.
The AliExpress is like a different account. He used a PayPal card or a debit card or something that's in his name to pay for them.
Oh, in his name.
To purchase the orders, yes.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Every transaction and everything that went through eBay is in my name.
I understand. Okay. So what you've got to do is get the best information you can get a hold of to make the best guess as to what he paid for the items. My guess is that he wasn't making that there's nowhere near $250,000 profit here. There's probably, there might be $30,000 or $40,000 profit here when everything's said and done. So what you have to do...
Whenever I talked to him last year, he said about 60% was profit.
Okay. Well, what I would do is guess, if you can't get real information other than off the top of his head. One thing we know, whatever he says is he's full of crap. We can't believe it. And so you've got to look and actually do some research as if you were going to reopen this business and find out what you would be paying for these items and then reconstruct a business profit and loss statement with your CPA's help. And it's a guess, but that'll help you file. If you get audited, that's when you got a real problem because you don't have real records. But you're just going to guess, and you're going to guess high as to the expenses.
To write off as much as I can.
Exactly. To have as little profit as possible to keep from paying more taxes than you have to on the income your father used in your name and stole from you.
Okay.
Because that's effectively what's going on here. This is going to cost you tax money to keep straight with the IRS, because the problem is your Social Security's out there doing stuff. Okay? Now, the last thing is this. You need to have a conversation with him that sounds like this. Never use my name. Never use my Social Security number again, ever, for anything, or I will file a police report for identity theft. It needs to sound just like that. It's going to piss him off, and I really don't care.
And I currently live with him because I'm trying to save money to separate myself.
You need to move.
I mean, whenever I did move to Georgetown, and just the rent and everything, because I roughly make about $4,500 gross. I couldn't save anything because I want to buy a duplex. I want to be able to have the cash flow.
You cannot justify anything you're doing to continue to stay in that household. This is a messed up situation. He cannot use your name anymore, and you've got to get some physical distance from him. I hope someday you can repair and have some kind of a relationship at some level. But today, your father has stolen $20,000 or $30,000 from you and stolen your identity. You cannot continue in this path because it's not going to stop, man. It's going to happen again and again and again and again and again. He's a financial abuser, and you've got to separate yourself from him as soon as possible. I'm sorry you're going through this. And listen, man, find you a good church and get plugged in and get hooked up with a good pastor to walk with you, because you're entering manhood on a rocky road, and you're a good man. You got good places you can go. You don't have to be this way. You don't have to be like him.